guess I didn't blitz enough. I didn't blitz enough for Kevin, so he's not even gonna show up. Man. So I'll kick this off. I just want to start with the Jordan Hicks. Just thoughts, prayers with him. Obviously, a big loss to us, as a team and defensively, as a captain, as a leader on the team. I went to the hospital yesterday and saw him. He's in good spirits. He's already rearing to get back, so that's good. But definitely a big loss to us. I think it's, honestly, I thought he was playing. I think he's, playing at a Pro Bowl level. So, just as a team, we've got to at least this week, kind of rally around some of our younger players and, as a group, take care of his, many responsibilities within the defense, from green dot communication to, what he does in, our nickel packages, our dime packages, really all of our packages. So definitely, it was good to see him yesterday. He's in good spirits. I think, he just got out, so we've been texting back and forth, and excited to get him, back as soon as possible. As far as the game, another really good team victory. Thought we played physical defensively, had good communication, made big plays in big spots. Came down to the end like we thought it would against a good team, and our guys just kept fighting and, made a couple more plays than they did. So, good. But honestly, I'm kind of all in on Denver right now. There's some spots that about last week's game that I'm forgetting, honestly, because I'm so into Denver. They obviously won last night. Big game for them, on the road. So they're doing a lot of good things, and this will be a big week for us.
Brian, how do you go about trying to fill the leadership void and obviously the play from Jordan here moving forward?
I think it's going to have to come from several different places. Just from a leadership standpoint, just a little bit more from our other captains, Harrison Smith, Metellus, Harrison Phillips, Daniil, but it's going to have to come from a few different places, and then some of our younger players are going to have to step up. Ivan Pace comes to mind. Troy Dye, I thought Troy went in and played well the other day, as did Ivan. When Hicksy went out officially in the second half. B.A., who's been dealing with, some nagging, nicks, just kind of getting him, all the way back and, being part of that group that, fills the void while he's out.
Brian, how much familiarity do you have with Anthony Barr before this? We know him, but how much do you know what he can do, and how much have you seen him play?
Yeah, I know the player, I mean, it's first time meeting him today, but I've watched a lot of film on him and the Zim defense. Very productive, experienced, smart. Those things I've heard from multiple people. So multiple people I trust. So I'm sure it's true. His ability to pick up defense, just understand things conceptually. So excited to get him. But again, it's first day, so and it's a different scheme, different terminology. But the player, obviously very productive, and we're excited to have him, work with him, and see how it all shakes out.
His role, what do you envision there? And I guess with his experience, how much does that allow him maybe to come in and contribute in whatever way you see?
Yeah, I mean, his role, it'll be what he makes it, over the course of this week. But he's played inside backer, he's played outside backer. He's been up in the line of scrimmage. I think you can kind of envision him playing in some spots that or some things that we do. He can do some of the things that DJ Wanham does. He can do some of the things that Hicks does. He does something that Hicks, Metellus does. So, all those things it took those guys a little bit of time to learn it well. So we'll see how this goes. He's up there meeting with Saravo now. And we'll try to put just get the kind of base information in, and try to see how this looks, and then obviously we got to practice and see how that looks as well.
You just met him today, but could you get a sense of how he is physically? Like, how long would it take him to be ready to play in a game?
I think when you're sitting down in a chair next to somebody, you don't know if they can, play what the conditioning is, where they are from the strength standpoint. He certainly looks the part, and you guys know, but there's no way to know. I'll have a better feel for tomorrow.
Rob, what is the toughest part about filling what Jordan had been doing from a communication standpoint in the middle of the defense?
I think it's really comfortability. For me, I know what Jordan likes, what Jordan doesn't like. Jordan knows what the guys around him like and don't like, and there's always a lot of conversation between him, myself, Harrison Smith, Harrison Phillips about a call or an adjustment. Can we get it? Can we not get it? We can get this. We can't get that. So we just need a little bit more from those other guys. But with Jordan being centrally located, he talks to the DBs. They're behind him. They talk to the front guys. They're in front of him. The outside backers are to his left and right. So that central location and being the hub of communication that way is it's a big loss. Let's put it bluntly. But guys like Ivan, guys like Troy, guys like BA, guys like Metellus, I expect them to step in and take on more of that responsibility so that we can continue with the communication and playing solid defense.
When you look at, go ahead.
How important just was it for you guys to see Ivan with the green dot in preseason, just knowing that he has a little bit of that experience?
Yeah, that's why you do it. Things happen to every team over the course of the season. You want to have a backup at every position, have a plan for if somebody's shoe comes off or worse. So it's good for him to get those reps in the preseason, and then I thought he did a nice job of it in game. When with Ivan, I got to talk to Ivan a little bit more than I do Jordan, just because just some reminders that I know Jordan knows, and he's passing out to his teammates that Ivan in some instances just needs a little bit more, like any young player. But I thought he did a nice job. I thought he did a good job of getting it calls out, executing the calls, playing fast, and we'll need more of that.
When you look at Denver and kind of the renaissance that Russell Wilson's having, what's kind of keyed that comeback after maybe a down year last year?
Yeah, Russell, he's been playing at a high clip for the last few weeks. Obviously, we know his history as one of the top players in our league. They've got good skill players. They've got obviously one of the best coaches in the league, and they're doing a nice job. I think it starts on the O-line. They're doing a good job of protecting them, running the football. They got good backs. They got good tight ends. They got good receivers. They're playing good football. They're a tough physical team. They're well coached, and I think they're starting to hit their stride in a lot of ways. It'll be a tough test for us on the road. Denver's a tough place to play. Anybody who's been there knows that. Just from altitude, the crowd noise to all of it, good team. So it'll be a big test for us.
It is Ivan with the green dot. Like, how does that work with the reps? Like, does he just take all the reps that Jordan would have taken in a game plan? Because assuming you don't want to be passing that helmet around to different guys.
Yeah, I think there's normally 2-3 guys who have the dot in practice. So guys are hearing the call. You can only have one in, obviously on game day, but guys are hearing the call. So Ivans will be used to that. It'll just be different that he'll be, making the call to the rest of the defense really throughout practice. And then we'll have to practice with somebody else, probably Troy Dye and BA in that role as well. So, that part of it is obviously a big part because you got to get that information out. But then it's the execution piece that's really the most important part of it. And, telling the group, hey, we're running cover 3 is one thing, but then, within a play, based on what they do, we can do this, this, or that. And just our, overall, getting us in the right call between the actual green dot player and, the other, communicators, primarily the safeties. Just that cohesion's got to be, right, and something we'll work on this week.
Is it just like the quarterback helmet then, like it turns off at 15 seconds?
Yeah.
And then back on as soon as you play?
Yep, and so up to 15 seconds, I can talk to him as much as I want to. Give him, hey, tell Harrison this, tell Metellus that. But at 15, you get this bad noise in your ear, so you let it go.
Daniil's helmet gets yanked off. He keeps his cool, comes out, continues to finish strong. What's that kind of say about his I guess sportsmanship and focus in the heat of?
It's just that's how he moves on to the next play. And that's what good players do. Good play, you make a good play. You move on to the next play. You celebrate it. You enjoy it. You have fun, but you move on to the next play. Bad play, same thing. You don't focus on it and waste energy. On something that you really don't have any control over. You just move on to the next play, and that's what he does. Play after play after play after play. He shows up for us every week. We're gonna need him this week.
To fill kind of Kevin's role, what has been the most? What has been the most? I guess valuable thing of playing as much drop 8 as you guys have this year?
I don't know the exact stats on it, but I think there's a time and a place for every defense, front, coverage, pressure, blitz, max blitz, drop 8. There's a time and a place for it. I think if people think you're going to pressure and you drop 8, it slows some things down. Oftentimes there's more blockers in. There's more coverage people. To me, in a lot of ways, it's just math. If you block 7, there's only 3 out. If you get 5 out, then you got less blockers than if we bring 6. It's just that game, within the game. And I think we brought enough pressure that I think people know that we'll do that. I think, if you don't block it, then, hopefully we get home. If you block, if you do block it, then maybe we'll drop 8. So it's I guess it's as simple as that. Maybe I'm giving away too much, but I think people know that that's what's happening.
Brian, when it comes to a player like DJ Wanham stepping up to a bigger role, you've kind of seen that from a number of players across the defense, guys who hadn't played this much before. Is there a development philosophy that you have built over the years when it comes to taking players and elevating them to roles they hadn't had before?
I think we got good players. I think, and I say this to our guys all the time. I think, the difference between, being a starter or being a backup or a practice squad player or a backup, practice squad, backup, special teams player only, and being a starter or a Pro Bowl level player is opportunity. I think when given the opportunity, if guys are prepared the right way, like Metellus, he's the first guy that comes to mind. If given the opportunity, they take that opportunity and run with it. I think we've seen that with him, with DJ. And to me, it's all about their preparation and then their application of the knowledge and information they're learning in meetings, walkthrough, and practice. And you apply it, and you have a little success, and you get more confident, and you apply it again, you get a little bit more confident, and next thing you know, you're, playing with the consistency that, everybody's looking for in our league. But there's a lot of talented players, in this league, a lot. So I think the message is always, throughout the course of a year, everyone's going to, we're going to need all 25, 24, 26 guys. So when their number's called, they need to be ready. And in order to be ready, on a daily basis, you need to prepare as if you're you're going to be out there. And the guys that do that and are always taking mental reps and are always ready when their number is called, they'll take advantage of that opportunity. And that's the message that we try to, as a staff, give to the players. And I think DJ's certainly taken to that and taking advantage of his opportunities in a big way. He's playing some real good football.
Just a lot of the players have talked about you sort of identifying their strengths. I mean, Metellus might be a good example of that. Is that something that you honed? I mean, you got the scouting background, playing background. Is that something, like, how have you honed that over the years of identifying what players do and then trying to get them in positions to do that?
Yeah, I was in scouting my first 4 years in this league, so that was one of the, I remember, Scott Pioli's the guy who hired me and, trained me from a scouting standpoint. Obviously, Bill was part of that as well, and it was, don't tell me what they can't do, tell me what they can do. And that just always stuck with me. And then when I, got into coaching, that's kind of where my focus was. And I try to tell players, you got to play to your strengths. If you're a bull rusher, don't try to win with finesse. Like, that's probably not going to work for you. If you're a finesse rusher, don't try to bull rush. It's reasonable to expect someone to kind of see that. But, I think in this environment, in our league, with guys who are so competitive, and if you tell them they shouldn't do something, that's what they want to do. And I get it. I do. I mean, we're all going to work on the things that we're weak at. I have plenty of weaknesses, but I try to, play to my strengths as a coach, as a, really in all facets. And I try to, impart that into the players, and the guys who play to their strengths more often are, playing the most consistent football. And when you don't, you're just in a world where, you're not, that's not where your strengths are. So I try to, send that message to them, but I also try to put them in positions, or we as a staff, not me. I certainly don't do this alone. We as a staff try to put them in positions to do the things they do well, and keep them out of, as much as possible, things where they, may have some weaknesses. And
You said in your opening statement, like, you're already on to Denver. I'm assuming after this weekend you'll be immediately on to Chicago. Like, do you let yourself enjoy, like, little moments in the season, or is it always that constant turning of the page?
Yeah, post game, I'll be out there smoking a cigar and, enjoying myself. I was just telling, somebody about my Sunday to Monday is, it's been crazy I have a hard time sleeping after a game, as a lot of people do. So I basically probably, sleep for 3 hours, and I wake up at 1 a.m. and then I watch the game, and then I start my day like that. So Monday around 7 o'clock, I'm done. So I got to go home and go to sleep, and then I rejuvenate, and I'm back, and I got a fresh set of eyes to get going on the next opponent, which we would have already started on Monday. So yeah, I there's a few hours there where I'm relaxed, somewhat.
Have you gotten better at that, like letting yourself even take those 3 hours? Because I imagine, like, early in.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, I don't know. I'll work on it. I'll take 4 hours next week. So, good. Thank you, guys.